Hello and welcome to SCN Corporate Connect. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. And with me today, Tom Meredith, the founder and CEO of Bitminutes. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, Jane.
So tell me about Bitminutes.
Bitminutes is an asset-backed cryptocurrency that allows us to make low-cost loans to billions of people by acting as the go-between between prepaid phone time and money. So we've created a token using blockchain as a means to track it all, to be able to send money to 4 billion cell phones and to allow 4 billion cell phone owners to create a credit history for themselves so that we can make loans to them.
Okay, wow, so a lot of questions about this. So first of all, you said it was asset-backed.
Correct.
So that is a very key point. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Today, Bitcoin is just nothing but a file format. There's really nothing behind Bitcoin. It's worth whatever.
Amazing.
It really is amazing. But what's going to happen is Bitcoin 2.0, the next generation of what these altcoins are going to have various specific functionality and or also be asset-backed. You know, there's e-gold type of currencies coming out. So what we did is we took an asset that 4 billion people use every single day, which is prepaid phone time.
Okay.
And it's locked up in their phone, and it's an asset for 2 billion unbanked people. So the concept here is that we take that locked up cash, because it actually is cash, but it's locked in the phone in a proprietary format, which is prepaid phone minutes. And we basically use that as credit to offer them as low as a $5 loan. And that starts their credit history. So it's almost like America back in the 70s when credit cards were coming out. If you had a heartbeat, you get a credit card. Our goal is to say, hey, listen, if you've got a heartbeat and a valid ID and you want to borrow $5, please do so. We'll use the collateral of Bitminutes in your cell phone to be able to make that loan.
Interesting. So, and you talk about the Unbanked. So you're operating in Kenya right now, and $5 loans. I mean, that helps somebody do what? Could they?
Well, when you think about it, that $5 doesn't mean much here. I mean, you can barely get a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But $5 to an unbanked person who lives on maybe $20 a week. I mean, it's absolutely amazing how little these folks live on. If they have a roadside stand where they're selling chicken kebabs, that they could go out and buy more chickens with $5. And our whole concept here is to take the cryptocurrency technology and be able to apply it so broadly and so cost effectively that we can make a $5 loan with very little friction and be able to track that person. We've got their ID, we've got their cell phone. So it's a very good application or use of this new token and blockchain technology to allow us to do this on a mass scale and to be able to track everything and therefore to establish a credit history. So once they pay back the $5, we now give them a $10 loan. Once they pay back the $10. And these rates are like half the rates that are going on in these countries, because these countries have very high interest rates.
And you're helping local economies and small business people grow and expand, and so it's fascinating. Okay, so what are your growth plans?
Well, there's 4 billion people that we can send Bitminutes to. And basically that we're starting from a very, very small base. We've got maybe 1,000 customers right now. And we're live in Kenya. We've gone live now in 10 countries that we're up and running in. And the whole idea of doing our ICO in January will be able to give us the funding to be able to make these low-cost loans in those 10 countries. And then we have another 60 countries under contract. And we're working on with a pretty good-sized bank in China to get blessing to go into China as well.
And I assume you make a profit as well. How does that work?
We make, on the free money transfer, we make roughly 1%, but we see that as the funnel to be able to get a lot of people who are sending money home, to provide them with free money transfer, where we make some money on the foreign exchange. But that acts as our marketing funnel to find out all the moms in Mexico and Mozambique and Mumbai that we can see where the cash flows are coming and therefore offer them a qualified loan much higher than just the $5, because they typically get anywhere from $300 to $500 a month.
Okay.
So the whole concept is we make money on free money transfer from the foreign exchange, but we make good money on the microloan itself. And again, tracking it all, we're able to keep our rates, the rates of let's say non-payment down, because we can see where they are, and we know where their phone is, and we've got their ID.
And I assume that's through blockchain technology.
Exactly. Everything is written out in the blockchain. we've got some very proprietary technology that allows us to take our minutes or money, the Bitminutes, and run it not only act as a currency for 4 billion cell phones, but also to be able to run over SWIFT, MasterCard, and the two leading blockchain networks, which are Ripple and Ethereum. So using an ISO standard, an ISO banking standard, we run over all four. So 4 is kind of a critical number. 4 major global networks we clear and settle on. We've been together doing this now for 4 years, so we're way ahead of the competition in that regard, and we can address 4 billion people. So the magic number is 4.
It's 4. That's your lucky number.
It is a lucky number.
What is the technology secure? I know there's some concern about just in general this kind of whole new world, cyber currencies. How do you make sure that this is secure technology?
Well, that's part of the beauty. We've been doing tokenization for 4 years. MasterCard, when we first did our integration with MasterCard 3-4 years ago, they were going into a token architecture. So we've been doing a token internally now for a long time. And a token is really just a fancy word for saying an encrypted package. And with all the, I don't want to go too much in the weeds, but with PKI encryption, for instance, it's pretty hard to hack a single token. So we don't keep a centralized database anywhere. So we're keeping all the information inside the token, which is encrypted for every single transaction. And what we do is we actually take the token then and slap it into the blockchain. So we ride the blockchain rails, Ethereum, Ripple, we ride SWIFT rails, we ride MasterCard rails, but we put this encrypted smart token running them over the rails, and the rails themselves are pretty darn secure, because you spend Ether to run an Ether transaction, you spend Ripple to run a Ripple transaction. You have to pay something to SWIFT, but it's that same encrypted token encrypted to global standards, ISO standards out of our friends in Switzerland.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about like the long-term impact of all this technology and the globalization of it all. I mean, how do you see kind of the technology fitting into where the world is headed and how your company Bitminute fits in?
Well, again, a very, very good question. We've been a globalist approach to this for the last 4 years. Our first country was a joint venture with the largest bank in Africa, the largest retail bank in Kenya. Our CTO is Kenyan. We've got affiliates throughout the world. So we've had this global view from day one. And this led us to think, hey, if we're going to create some sort of specialized token, we built Bitminutes 2 years ago, but the time wasn't right really to launch it as a separate product until we had the ability to hit the market where there is a market for this type of ICO, and secondarily to bring the 4 billion, again back to the number 4, the 4 billion cell phones that can use Bitminutes as a form of currency. So you've got 4 billion people, 1,000 carriers around the planet all using a crypto. This unites all those cryptos around one standardized token. And again, the fact that we have the ability in these 70 countries to convert it into cash, we really have thought about this globally for the longest time.
Okay, it's fascinating. So where can somebody find out more about Bitminutes?
Bitminutes.com.
Just go there and learn about the company.
We got an explainer video about how Pedro sends money home to mom, and how she can use Bitminutes either for prepaid time or for cash. We talk about there's a business opportunity which you alluded to, where we're creating a network of agents. We call it the Trusted Agent Network, and we're just about to start launching that as well, where we have a large number of affiliates and co-branding. We'll be working with Walmart in Mexico, as well as one of the largest networks of retailers in Mexico. So Mexico is going to be our first big market.
Okay, fascinating. Thank you so much, Tom Meredith, for joining us, the founder and CEO of Bitminutes. And you've been watching SC and Corporate Connect. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site. Have a great day.